What's up, spring chicken?
What's up, Sniffy Lupicus?
Dude, I sound like shit. I got Rona again, you guys. This is my third time having it, I think.
If we were a show and had sound effects, I would have played something after you said three times. There would have been
Like,
like a
ugh, ugh. Whammy noise
yep.
from Press Your Luck. Fuck. You guys, I hid in my house for 6 months, hiding from RSV and Rona and the flu and everything else that's going on, pneumonia, whatever the fuck everybody had. And then my very first weekend out, well, like I talked about on the last episode, I had two friends who had birthdays and I went out. And quite honestly, I've talked to people that were at both parties and nobody had fucking Rona. So I kind of think my family gave it to me again, which is just, I'll just never go anywhere ever again for the rest of my life. But
So I talked to friend bartender Chris, who heard that you had Rona and he thought it was going from the parties.
yeah.
And he said, I don't know who would have had it. Nobody at that party seemed sick, and none of
Yeah.
them I know had. So I think you got it from your
For my family
family
again. I know why. Why do they keep doing this to me? And my grandma was there, so she might have given it to me twice now. I don't fucking know what's going on. But anyway, it was horrible like it always is. I had to take Paxlovid. And if any of you guys have taken Paxlovid, it tastes like chomping on batteries. And it's terrible, but I watched all the things. So I'll tell you guys about some of the better things that I watched. But I'm still sick and I don't sound good.
I think that sometimes, because you said your grandma was there, I wonder if
People are just carriers.
not only that, but I wonder if, like, because when you have people that have, like, when they're very old and just have a multitude of sicknesses just because they're old, like, I wonder if they even know that they're sick.
I know. And I have a 3-year-old nephew. So it's like, did he get it from daycare and give it to me? Or is it my grandma? Or I don't fucking know. But they
Right.
never seem sick. That's the thing. They don't seem sick. And then I'm like, cool, everything's fine. And then I just get wrecked.
I wonder how long COVID virus can last embedded in glitter Play-Doh.
I know. I got it from, fuck. God, I got it from some munchkin at daycare
Yep.
through Play-Doh transmission.
Flu munchkin.
God, I don't know what it is about that shit, but it puts me on my ass, bro. It puts me down like fucking tranquilizer dart. That shit wrecks me.
Yikes.
So shout out to anybody who's getting this late Rona. Fucking blows.
Quick dad update.
What?
Something's fucked up with his leg.
What do you mean?
It started swelling up and he had to go to emergency room, and he's in the hospital today and he's coming down in like a week.
What the fuck?
He thinks it just somehow got infected, like they didn't close it off right. So he was right. They messed it up.
Hospitals need to start keeping people long enough. That's why.
Yeah, don't kick people out.
Yeah, you don't throw people out after 3 hours. Can they have an overnight? Can you fucking take care of people?
Yeah, for sure.
A mess. A mess. And then you talk to people in other countries and they're like, oh, I stayed in the hospital for 3 days because of that. And I'm like, we would have to be in a fucking full body cast to get 3 days in America.
Yeah, remember way back when I dropped the big air tank on my toe and my toenail fell off?
Gross. Well, that's great story. Everybody really wants to hear that again.
I had a friend in England who did almost the same thing, where he slammed his hand in a car door and his thumb fingernail fell off. They kept him in the hospital for a day and a half
That's insane.
to make sure it didn't get infected.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Yeah.
Here you like lick it and rub it in some dirt and go back to
Yeah,
work.
there's no way. No. If you can stand the pain without passing out, we stay home.
Yep.
It's really cool.
Yep.
Really good. Really good here. Speaking of, your sister is texting me photos of fat dogs from Paris, France.
I know. She was one of the topics I wanted to bring up. My sister's like, I'm in France. Here's fat dogs. Here's us drinking wine and tea in Paris.
Here's cakes and cheeses. I saw a big cheese video.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I told her too, I said, before she left, I was like, is this like the right time to go? Like, are they going to like let
You're
you
gonna be able to, yeah.
get back? And she was like, why would I want to get back?
I know, that's what she said. She goes, I don't think I'm coming back. I go, good. Don't come back and send for me and Toad.
Yeah.
Can we live? Can I just leave here now? So ridiculous. Like, we have friends here. I have friends. I have family. Like, there's people that are living here legally and they're getting deported.
Yeah. Just vanishing people.
Yeah, vanishing people. Things are not good. And I'm afraid too. I'm afraid because I'm full body tattooed.
Right.
So
You have a Michael Jordan tattoo?
no, I don't. And I don't know why they made a short list of tattoos that meant you were a gang member. And they were so generic.
One of them was a nautical star.
Yeah. I no, they're gone. I did have those when I was younger, but I got them covered.
Every person I know that was in a band in the late
Has a
90s
star.
to early 2000s has a fucking nautical star.
Bro. So I'm afraid to have tattoos showing in any kind of setting where there would be ICE or cops. And then also, I would like to maybe road trip out to New England again this year. And and the easiest way to get there is to cut through Canada. And what the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because who knows if I'm going to get back, or I don't fucking know. What a mess.
But yeah, the Tenney blood is spread out all over the world. Northern Michigan, Japan, Paris.
Well, yeah, we just need to go to Europe.
One of us will survive to spread the Tenney madness.
I want to go to Europe anyway.
Anyway, you want to hear my interaction with the police?
What happened?
Criminal Tenney again.
What did you do?
Something's going on with the cops.
Oh, you think?
Last time it was I stole $5 out of the old lady's purse at the bakery.
Yeah.
So I go on a walk almost every day.
Yeah.
And I bought myself a garbage pickup stick.
Oh, cute.
So when I walk through the neighborhood, I stab little garbages that's on the ground, and I bring a little grocery bag with me, and I put the trash in as I'm walking, and I'm cleaning up the neighborhood. Or am I carrying a fucking weapon that someone's going to call the cops on? There's a man walking down the street. He's got a giant weapon.
It's like a tiny stick with a little pin on it.
Yep.
Are you not allowed to walk around with that?
I had to talk to the police about it because someone saw me and called the cops on me and said there was a strange man walking around my neighborhood, and he's got what looks like a sword.
Listen, your neighborhood hates your ass.
So then the cops came, and I had to put it down and walk toward the car, and they had to check my ID. I was like, I live 2 blocks away. I pointed at my house. I could still say my house.
Yeah.
I was like, I live at that house. And they're like,
do you have your license on you when you walk?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, yeah.
And they're like, well, what are you doing? And they're like, well, you should really not bring out stuff like that in public.
What a fucking loser. So
then I had to go back home. They gave it to me. They acted like they were doing me a favor by giving me my $99 stick.
Can you I have this little clampy thing that you pick up dog poop with. You could get one of those little hand clampies. So it's like a plastic clampy.
I was going to get one of those, but I kind of like stabbing all of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, once again, I'm like in this situation where I'm like, I'm doing something good. I paid for that lady. I gave that lady the extra change at the bakery. Cops called on me. I'm cleaning up the fucking neighborhood, and I get the cops called on me.
That's such bullshit.
Wild.
And you look like a normal, like you don't look like a threat to the like you look like a who could look more normal walking down the fucking street? Like, what are you so afraid of?
And I wasn't doing it at 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I could see, like if you saw.
With like a crazy stick man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, and you had a bag. It's like, what else am I doing? What else would you be doing?
It made me so mad. But like, what am I going to do? Because I don't know how anybody feels, but like any interactions with the cops, and when they were like, put down the item, I was like, oh fuck, this is going to go sideways.
I know.
Like they're going to taser me. I'm going to have a heart attack. Like,
plus, also, sorry, like people are allowed to carry guns, and it's fine. You can't carry a stick. What if you had a rake? What if can you carry anything?
I don't know. It was wild. So then I was in trauma from that.
Seriously.
I was like, don't do good things. Don't do good things.
I guess not. I bet if you like went to City Hall or like made some kind of stink about it, they'd be like, oh yeah, they fucked up. You can pick up garbage if you want to.
And then I'm just going to be targeted. I don't want to do any of that.
I know. They just have a power trip. They just like, oh, I haven't yelled at anybody in an hour. Better go make somebody's life fucking miserable instead of helping. What they should have done is get out and be like, how can we help you? How can we help make this neighborhood better? Can we get a stick too and help you? But no, that's not how cops think anymore.
No, and it's just one of those things. It's like you said too, in the city of Royal Oak, like, you know, that those police officers hadn't done anything all day long.
Yeah. Oh, this is.
And they were so excited to get a report of a man with a sword stabbing garbage.
Yeah. God, I bet it's going to be in those little write-ups, like the little crime alert.
The like police roll call.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Oh, someone brandishing a stick.
No one reads those except me because I love them, because it'll say like Miss Wilma Smithheim on Sassafras Avenue said that her purse was moved in her car. No items were missing. And you're like, that
one's clearly about you too. Fucking purse snatcher. Everybody's bad. What the fuck? That pisses me off. I didn't see that many. I mean, really, I don't. It's hard to see anything good in the news lately, but I did see one cool thing that I thought would be interesting for everybody. After 45 years, they've identified the real photo that they show in The Shining, the Overlook Hotel group photo, black and white photo that shows Jack Torrance. So a New York Times reporter, I'm gonna fucking just explain this so good.
I love it.
I know. I don't even know why he was trying to find out where it was from, but through his research, he figured out that It's from February 14th. There was a Valentine's Day dance, February 14th, 1921, at the Empress Ballroom in Royal Palace Hotel in London. And the guy in the front, who has Jack Torrance's head on him, was a famous jazz dance instructor named Santos Casani. And it was a real photo, and they found it. And you can see the real photo on Getty Images or Getty Archive Instagram. But I kind of thought it was fake. I don't know. I kind of thought it was fake. Or maybe they did it for the movie and they just put all those people in the room, but it's from 1921.
I'll tell you what, that photograph at the end with Nicholson's face over this jazz guy's face is one of the few instances in Hollywood movies where they made a photo that looks like an actual photo.
It's true.
Because most of the times it'll ruin a whole fucking movie.
Yep.
When they slide over to like a piano top and it's supposed to be the character younger.
Why do they look so bad? Every photo in every newspaper looks so bad.
So bad.
So bad. It's like not even crinkled. They'll show old newspapers, it's not even crinkled.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? It's a flat piece of paper. Yeah. But that photo does look good. And that was before Photoshop. So how the fuck they put his little head on there?
So this gets into a whole Tenney thing because, there's a Life magazine that has Lee Harvey Oswald on the front supposedly holding the rifle that he shot Kennedy with. And people say that that's not Oswald's head, that the CIA took a picture of someone holding the rifle and then put Oswald's face on it. And for any listeners and you, if you've never really looked at it, if you look at the picture of Oswald that's on the cover of the magazine, the body has light on it as if the sun is in front of him. So he's casting a shadow behind him. But then from his upper lip to his head, all the shadows are coming down like he has a big shadow under his nose.
Oh, yeah, overhead lighting, yeah.
Yeah, it's got overhead lighting. And so it's like they took a photo and then cut Oswald's head out, put it on, and then took another picture so they could have a picture of it.
Sus.
Look up that picture, everybody.
I want to see it. That was on the cover?
It's on the cover. It's one of the pictures they used to like get America to think that Oswald did it.
Yeah, like the public opinion swayer. Crazy. So yeah, so I had Rona, so all I did was binge the shit out of fucking everything. So I'll do a super mix of things I watched. I watched some other stuff, but I won't talk about it because it probably wasn't good. But all right, first thing that was really, really good. There's a new series on Hulu called Dying for Sex, which I think you follow one of the ladies on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
It was based on a hit podcast of the same name, Dying for Sex. The story is, the actors in the series are Michelle Williams and Jenny Slate, who are amazing. That was two friends, best friends, and the one lady, that she's younger, she's like 40. She gets diagnosed with terminal cancer and decides to leave her husband and go on a sex journey because she's fucking miserable and she doesn't want to die sexless and miserable. At this point, they hadn't slept together for 3 years. So she's like, I'm not going to die and be sad. So I'm just going to go do all the things that I wanted to do. So she basically breaks up with her husband. And the series is like how it played out and everything. And it's very existential and beautiful.
Based on a true story?
Based on a true story. And it's been blasted around Twitter the last week that she's a whore.
What?
Do you know man hater or man fucking incel pages? And the funny part is the photo that they're showing around is the friend. It's not even the woman who died.
Oh, jeez.
Because they're stupid. But anyway, the series is so beautiful, you guys. It's half-hour episodes. And it was really good. I literally weeped. You get through like the first 4 episodes and you're fine. And all of the last episodes, you cry every fucking episode. So if you guys need a good cry.
Is there a Duplass brother in there?
Yep. He is not likable in his role. Oh, Rob Delaney's in it. You know who that is?
Yep.
He's very good in it. Everyone is so good. Even like the side characters, the people at the hospital, everybody is so delightful. And remember when we went to, I said remember, not remember again. Do you remember? We went to Largo in LA to see Comedy Show. We went to see Sarah Silverman, which I don't even like that much, but Robbie Hoffman was the best one on that show. And Robbie Hoffman is everywhere now.
Yep.
And we got to see her, which is awesome. So Robbie Hoffman's in it and she's so great in it. And then that leads me into my second binge series of my Rona experience. I binged Hacks.
How many episodes was the first one?
Dying for Sex is about 8 episodes, I think. It's a limited series. It's 8 episodes, I think, 30 minutes, fast watch.
Right.
Really beautiful. And then I binged Hacks on HBO. Someone I know is on the show, and I'm very proud of them for being on it. And I didn't watch it yet because I haven't had time, and it doesn't seem like my kind of thing.
Comedy show.
I know. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know who the fuck the demographic is for Hacks. I really don't. Is it 80-year-olds? Who watches Hacks?
Comedians?
I don't get it. I don't, but it's fine. It's fine to have on. Is it my shit? No, it's not. But any fucking way. So the new season started yesterday, and Robbie Hoffman's on it. So she's everywhere, and she's so funny. But yeah, Hacks I like how it's filmed, and it's beautiful, and it's like it's all right. It's just not really for me.
It's not for you. Not for you.
And it's like you guys. The premise is like
you hate comedy, and that's why.
I do hate comedy. I don't think, and it's crazy too, because the people at the top of the game, like this show wins awards every year, and I don't laugh once per episode. I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I don't hear things how other people hear them. But the thing with Hacks too is it's like there's like an older comedian and an up and coming comedian, and the newer one writes for the older one, and they get into it a lot and whatever. But it's like I don't think the older jokes are funny, and I don't think the younger jokes are funny. So who the fuck is the demographic?
Yeah, I don't know.
For this show, I don't know.
And I've never watched it, and I love comedy.
I think you would like. I don't know.
You know what I liked? I liked Stand Up with Sally Field and Tom Hanks.
I did not watch that.
You
Is that
never
a
seen
show
it?
or a movie?
It was a movie. You never saw
Oh
that?
yeah.
Where she's a housewife and he's a comedian, and she wants to be a comedian, and they
I
get a
have heard of
little
that.
almost romance going, and it holds up, and it's the comedians in it are funny.
I know, that's what's so weird about this. But the good news is my friend who's in the show is really good, and I'm very happy for them. And then also, you guys, another thing, if you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the girl that's on that show is like on Hacks. She's the main lady's daughter. Anyway, so I binged those. Dying for Sex, great. Hacks, fine. I think I gave it a 7. I give
A
everything
7?
Yeah.
Not for you, and it's a 7? I'd give it a 5.
I mean, I know the merit of like good work and good filming and it's fine. I can recognize when something's good, well done, but it's not for me.
I know, but I mean, like, if there's a new episode of Hacks coming on, and you're flipping through the channels to get to it, and you flip past like you're in the middle of Jaws. Are you gonna watch the rest of Jaws and then go to Hacks, or are you gonna go to Hacks and not watch that last?
No, I'm gonna watch Jaws.
Yeah,
sure.
see.
Yeah. But it was fine. And then quickly, the movies that I binged, I watched Death of a Unicorn, which was not good at all. Fucking bro.
I feel like I dodged a bullet with the Imagine not showing movies the day I went.
You would have hated. I liked the story and the acting is fine. I would say bottom barrel worst CGI I've ever seen in my entire lifetime. And I get that it's a fucking unicorn, but bro, make a unicorn. There's puppet factories. There's fucking practical effects. Why do we have a giant ugly CGI unicorn? What are we doing? I literally hated it.
I watched a British movie critic, and his first like comments on it made me say like, oh, Jessica and I are right, because he goes, this is my review of Death of a Unicorn, another A24 film that should have been in an anthology and 20 minutes long and not a full movie. And I was like, literally, this is what we've been saying. They're stretching these premises way too thin.
Yeah, I liked the lore that they created and I liked the message, but the execution was ugly and bad. And listen, here's the other thing, is a lot of people don't know that movie was produced by Ari Aster, and everybody always runs out to watch Ari Aster movies. And listen, so he made this whatever movie it is, disappointing. I don't know what adjective I want to use. And then he made that weird Bigfoot movie that was bad and nobody saw. So it's like his production company, Square Peg, is creating a very mediocre cryptozoology universe, this fucking unicorn movie and this Bigfoot movie. So I don't know what he's going to make next, but
they just announced a new Ari Aster film.
Yeah, his own movie that he like wrote and directed, but these are like he's producing and they're not good. And it's funny because he's like secretly attached, but they don't like announce it. Like it's not in the commercial. Like why doesn't it say Ari Aster produced Death of Unicorn? Because it's fucking embarrassing.
Right.
But anyway, that movie is not great. You guys take your time. Don't run out to the theater. Not great.
Or go to a theater that doesn't show movies.
Yeah, just go try to go see it, and then somebody will tell you that you can't see it, and then just go home and count yourself lucky. Then I watched Opus, another A24 movie with Ayo Edebiri and John Malkovich, where Ayo Edebiri is a reporter for a magazine, I think. And strangely, John Malkovich is an ex-pop star who has a compound now, and she goes out to write a story about him, and everything is bad. It gets bad. It's basically a cult movie, which is not a spoiler. I'm sure you can gather that from the trailer, but yeah. And the crazy part is it got the worst reviews on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd, not good reviews at all. And I loved it. And it made me feel, I honestly feel crazy that I loved it. But it's like a cult movie and it's well acted and it looks beautiful and it's different. And I didn't see the twist. So, like, what the fuck do people want?
Did you watch it in a weird, like, Paxlovid COVID haze?
I mean, yeah, slightly, but I still don't. And listen, this happened last year with Trap because Trap got universally panned. And then now, Luca Guadagnino, who directed Challengers and Suspiria and Bones and All and Call Me by Your Name, his favorite movie last year was Trap. And the clip went around Twitter. And now all these people are like, oh, yeah, Trap Squad, we're up. We did it. I'm like, yeah, I loved that movie. And everybody talks shit about it. So listen, I feel like in a year, people can be like, oh, Opus is so good. I just, whatever. So I liked Opus a lot if you guys want to watch that. And then lastly, Drop came out, is in theaters right now. Christopher Landon directed it. He's known for Hard Eyes and Freaky and Happy Death Day. And it's a thriller. It's not a horror movie. The premise is this lady is a single mom and she goes out on a date with a guy. And then she starts getting stuff airdropped to her phone from somebody in the restaurant and she doesn't know who it is. And they get increasingly more threatening. And she can't tell the person on the date that it's happening. And it's very stressful and very stylish and very good. But listen, here's the crazy part. I do recommend this movie, by the way, guys. Don't I think I gave it an 8. It's not like a 10 or anything. No, maybe I gave it a 7. It's fine. It's just like an easy breezy thriller, fun watch. It's fine.
See, then Hacks is a 5.
I think Hex is a 5. I'm trying to be nice because my friend's on it.
I know, but you got to do what you got to do.
I know I got to do what I got. It's just not for me any fucking way. But no, listen, the crazy thing about Drop is the inspiration came. I saw this lady in a TikTok. I forget her relationship to the people who made the movie, but she was at a restaurant with 2 friends and she started getting airdrops of fucking Shrek memes on her phone from a stranger. And it just kept happening during the dinner. And she's like, I don't know who the fuck these are coming from. And she looked around and nobody was on their fucking phone. And she's like, I don't understand what's going on right now. And they like nothing came of it, but whatever. But she was like, this would be a cool, it's kind of a scary premise for a movie. And the other people at the table were like, yeah, no, it would. And she's like, no, it's dumb, blah, blah, blah. And then the 2 people at the table left and really did develop the movie into more of a thriller. And that's what Drop is.
Did they give her any money?
That's what I was wondering too. I'm like, does she get a credit does she get a percent? Does she get anything? But it didn't sound, it honestly didn't seem like she cared.
No, but at least put her name in the credits.
I know,
Original
something.
idea
Development.
Yeah.
Fucking something. But no, it did not sound like she was attached at all. But
throw me in the special thanks with the city of Portland and the orange juice manufacturers.
Yeah, can I get like craft services and then like, I don't know, girl who thought of the movie, perhaps. But it was good. It's a good, would I run right out to the theater? No. Would I watch it at home? Yes. It's a good watch. But that's it. That's all I watched. Well, no, I watched more stuff, but nothing that I care about talking about. But
well, the only other thing I have, the last thing I have, is something very strange happened this week, which was, I guess, last week on Tim Heidecker's live show on YouTube, someone mentioned me because Tim mentioned believing in aliens, and I guess one of his callers said, like, you should talk to John Tenney.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and so...
Was it you with a fake voice?
It was not me. It was someone on Twitter who doesn't follow anybody. It looks like an account I would make on Twitter.
Everybody thinks it's you. We should honestly start doing that. Why don't we do that?
We should do that, actually. It seemed, well, I'll tell you, it worked. Because then on his Thursday, he does a live show every Thursday on YouTube at noon. And I got in the Zoom, and at the end of their show, they were like, by the way, that UFO guy that someone talked about last week, John Tenney, is in our Zoom. Let's bring him on. And then all of a sudden I was on Tim Heidecker's YouTube show. And then they brought me in, and then I couldn't see myself on the screen, so I could hear him talking to me, and I could see myself like on my screen. But yeah, I didn't know that they had done a split screen, so he was on half and I was on half. I saw later, like, I was actually on. Like, they brought my camera in, you know? And he started talking about, like, he goes, do you know Dr. David Jacobs? And I was like, yeah, he wrote a bunch of books on abductions. And Tim Heidecker's like, yeah, when I was in college, he taught a class about UFOs, and I took the UFO class. And we talked about, like, the congressional hearings. And then earlier they had talked about this television nun in the 80s and 90s named Mother Angelica. They had been making fun of her earlier in the show. When I died, during part of my recovery process, I was watching a lot of late night TV, and I used to watch Mother Angelica, and I wrote her a letter And she wrote back to me, like, wishing me well, hoping that I got better. And up until the day she died, she wrote me once a year, like, I hope you're doing well.
Cute.
And then so I was like, by the way, you talked about Mother Angelica. And so I told my Mother Angelica story and they laughed. And then Melissa Villaseñor from SNL, she was the actual guest in the studio and she brought up Rob Schneider. And so I was like, do you want to hear my Rob Schneider story when he dumped my coffee out on the comic book floor
Oh,
and made me drink herbal tea? And they fucking loved that. And then at the end of the show, they were like, well, keep in touch, talk to our producers, and we'll get you in the studio as a proper guest and give you.
What?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is the studio?
Glendale, California.
Oh, shit.
So who knows if that
And
would
he
ever
doesn't
happen.
even know that you talk shit about him on our podcast for talking shit about Detroit.
I actually kind of talked to shit about him on the show.
Did you say, why did you talk shit about Detroit?
I said, by the way, I was at your Detroit show and I don't really appreciate you talking shit about Detroit.
What did he say?
He said, well, that club was kind of bad for us. And I was like, yeah, I know, I understand. I'm like, we'll talk about it more.
Nice. That's funny, though. That's good.
It was really funny, very strange that it happened at all. It was really weird and really cool. So that was nice. And then I'm going to try and get them to give me the show is only an hour long on YouTube and I'm in the second half, which is only for their Patreons.
Oh.
So I wrote an email to the producer yesterday asking if I could have just the clip of me talking to Tim, and then I'll post it in our Patreon.
I love that idea.
So Pates will be able to see that.
I love that idea.
And that's all I got.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Let's say I'm going to go rest some more because I still have a touch of the Rones.
It sounded like you had the touch of the runs.
No, Rones. Rones. Toad has been such a good nurse. He is obsessed with the heat blanket, and I got a heat blanket for the bedroom, so he just goes between the heat blankets and is a potato.
And he's just a hot boy.
I'm literally not going to be able to put it away all summer. I don't give a fuck how hot it is outside. He's still going to want to lay on the heat blanket.
Of course he is. Got to cook all that poo in his belly.
Ew, he does poo a lot. Anyway, everybody go eat a snack, carry a stick down the street.
No, don't do that. You're going to get accosted by the police.
Just kidding. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Don't do anything good. You'll get accosted by the police.
Don't do good things for anybody.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.